Regular BBC daytime viewers will recognise these giants of the antiques world who light up our screens with their wisdom and charm.
More than doubled their money.
But what sort of things do our experts get up to when they're not on the telly? Well, we're about to find out, as over the course of 1 week, we'll be seeing one pair of plucky heavyweight dealers face a different daily challenge. Some of those challenges will be familiar territory.
Yes.
Some will be pitching our experts into the unknown.
Bang, bang, bang.
They'll be going head-to-head in a battle for profit, showing us how they've risked their own money and reputations by recreating some of their real-life deals.
Profit, profit and more profit.
And if the stakes weren't high enough already, each expert has a favourite charity that will be benefiting from their profits. The challenge to our experts is clear. Put your money where your mouth is. Today's hard-nosed dealers are the irrepressible Franks and the queen of the car boot, Lorne Spicer. Lorne is a journalist and renowned expert in the areas of finance and antiques. Her position at the top of the Bargain Hunters leaderboard comes from her belt-tightening on money spinners and from rifling through the car booty.
Oh, that's a little less than we wanted, isn't it?
Man of the People Mark, meanwhile, has over 23 years' worth of experience in dealing, including several years as a city broker, and is in a league of his own when it comes to sifting trash to cash and importing the best bargains from foreign climes on Sunsea and bargain spotting.
Makeup, where's makeup?
He was the hottest wheeler dealer in South London. She was the undisputed queen of all things collectible. Then the envelopes came. And now, Mark Franks and Lorne Spicer face the ultimate challenge, the free-for-all. They can spend what they like on whatever they like. There can only be one winner. The king and queen of collectibles are battling it out to make the biggest profit and become this week's Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is champion. It's a no-holds-barred confrontation, and the winner will be the one who uses their knowledge and their contacts to make the most money for charity.
Mark Franks, eat your heart out.
Lorne, this is called hoovering. This is how you hoover.
With the competition hanging in the balance, our dueling duo have been let off the leash for today's make-or-break challenge. They can spend up to £1,000 of their own money wherever they like on whatever they like. So this is where we really get to see their true colours.
I'm liking this one. Look at that.
It's Lorne, queen of the salon, versus Mark, the maestro of wheeling and dealing.
I'm off bright and early, taking you for the ride to Greasby's auction in Tooting. I've got to spend £1,000 of my own money and make more cash than Lorne Spicer. All the stuff that they get comes from the police, the railway, the airports, so you can get absolutely anything.
Greasby's auction house in southwest London first opened for business in 1919, and it's renowned for selling everything from transit vans to antique furniture.
Now, this is my favourite auction in London because it's so diverse. You've got brand new clothes in all these bags up here. You've got antique furniture. That's got my name on it. You've got crates of stuff, we don't even know what's in them, but you've got to view well. If you speak to Christine, the boss, she'll tell you the people who view well make the most money. So come and have a look what we got.
Well, if there's anyone that can sort the wheat from the chaff, it's Battersea's favourite wheeler dealer. And whilst he sets to work over in Essex, Lady Lorne Spicer has decided to take a bit of a gamble.
Now, I've got a bit of an idea for selling. I've never done anything like this before, but this gallery space, which is in my hometown of Leigh-on-Sea, is constantly changing and very funky, and it's for hire. So I've got an idea. Follow me. Hi, are you Emma?
Hi, yeah.
Hi, I'm Lorne. Now, I noticed that you're hiring the gallery out.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
You rent it out, the space is completely emptied out, so you've got a complete white space. You let me know about shelving, there are sort of various walls that we can move about. You get a private view evening, so an opening that you can advertise, get lots of people along to.
What sort of things do you find sell well around here, though? Because a lot of it is about placing the right stuff in the right area.
Yeah, it's something with a slight sort of funky edge to it.
Because I noticed you've got things like this furniture here. Now, I'm going to have a guess here. I think this is an old brown table that somebody's taken and painted, but they made it look fantastic. I mean, is this the sort of thing you do?
Exactly, yeah, that's just a piece that I've done recently. So it's, like you say, buying in some old pieces of junk, just giving them a new funky twist. And, yeah.
So, could I book the gallery for a week or so?
Yeah, of course
is
you
that
can.
all right?
Yeah.
And then that gives me time to sort it out, and that gives me 1 week to organise it.
Oh.
Yeah, let's not think about the week. Let's just sort out the money.
Well, having found out a little bit more about the gallery and the kind of things that sell here, Lorne has decided to hire the venue for a week.
So the actual opening, the private opening, is from 6 till 8 on the Friday.
That's it.
And then I can open to the public, effectively, on the Saturday.
Yep.
Right, OK.
Yeah, that's it.
Got a few phone calls to make.
Having never done anything like this before, she's taking a big, fat risk. The hire of the gallery won't be paid out of Lorne's £1,000. She wants to make sure her charities get as much money as possible, so she's going to pay the £150 hire charge and won't be taking it back out of any profits she makes.
Look at that. I bet it's not Boss inside. Tell you what, let's just check it in the catalogue. Thing is, with this auction, they can sell stuff that says Boss, but it depends what it says in the catalogue, because that's the dead giveaway. Doesn't say Boss, so it probably isn't, but it's got all the bits and bobs. I bet the Spice machine would buy that.
Every week, this sales room takes in unclaimed and unwanted items from the police, airports and train stations. And although he's not shouting about it, Mark thinks he might have hit the jackpot.
Look, it's T-U-M-I. I'm sorry I'm whispering, but... Yes. Do you know, any idea what this case would cost you?
So, Mark's going to be concentrating his efforts on clothes and suitcases in the first round of bidding. And with the auction about to start, he's got his game face on.
I've viewed here thoroughly. I could tell every lot and every lot number. And I'm not kidding, it's my job to know that. Now, I've chosen lots I want to buy. I've set a price in my mind. I sometimes write down codes. I don't go above it. End of story. It's a business, it's professional, it's not a game. These people make their living here, and you can do, because this is a great auction house. It's about to start, so let's concentrate.
Yes, Franksy definitely means business today, and as the auctioneer takes up her position on the podium.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Mark is in position and poised like a coiled snake, ready to strike.
Lot 12, a trolley case of gents' clothing. 12 I have. 14, 16, 18, 20.
Mark's in, and he's in a determined mood.
22, 24. Back of the room at 24.
And he's bagged his first buy. It's a suitcase full of clothes, and with up to £1,000 to spend, he wastes no time jumping straight back in to try and win another lot.
This is my next one, I fancy.
Another case of clothing. 12 I have. 14, 16, 18, 20. 22, 24. At the very back, 26, 28. On the wall at 28.
That's 2 out of 2 for Franksy. He's on a real roll and is determined to snap up as many bargains as possible. He wants it all, and he wants it now.
6 I have. 8. Back of the room at £8.
He's winning lot
£16.
after lot
14. 16. 18.
after lot.
It's a £10 case, right, with £8 worth of stuff inside it. That's the way I see it. It's got to be worth a go.
With Mark fully focused and bagging bargains left, right and centre, Miss Spicer needs to find some items to sell in her gallery, and fast. She's not a woman to wilt under pressure though, and she's also headed to an auction house, but she's not going to be taking her chances in the sale room.
Right, well, it's me and I'm back here at Chiswick Auction House. I've got £1,000 to spend to stock out this gallery. I've got no time for general shopping, so I'm really hoping that Tom Keane, who runs this place, fantastic man, actually will be able to help me out. So anyone know where Tom is?
Yeah, Lorne, Tom's upstairs.
Is he? Lovely.
Rather than bid against all the dealers in the sale room, Lorne's putting her contacts book to good use. She's hoping that the owner of the auction house has got some items that aren't in today's sale and that he's prepared to sell directly to her for mates' rates. It's a completely different strategy to Mark, and her expert eyes immediately spotted something that would look fantastic in her gallery.
I like these. Are these sold already, or...?
No, they're fantastic. These are first part of the 19th century silent film posters and originals. They're a bit sort of distressed here and there, but they're...
Well, it's amazing they've survived anyway, isn't it, if they're that old?
For the period, they're fantastic and they're very stylish, aren't they?
Well, they're the sort of things. The gallery's got big wall space. It's also got two very large picture windows either side of the central door. And I'm just thinking that one of those either side in the windows would really make a feature.
Yes, I can see a plan starting to come together, but will the price be as attractive as the posters themselves?
150 quid for the three. And you've got to make a profit on that.
£150 for three of the film posters?
You should get that each.
All framed like this?
Yeah, all like that.
Oh,
and
that's
delivered.
fantastic.
Yes, Lorne's cunning plan to buy direct from the owner of the auction house looks like it could be paying off. The eye-catching classic film posters will look fantastic on her gallery wall, and Miss Spicer is over the moon.
I think these are absolutely superb, and for £50, probably the best buy I've ever had. I'm going to find it really difficult selling these because I would love to own them. And I think to have the three in the right space in a house would just be fantastic. But what is going to be interesting is whether I can find out any more either about the actors or the film itself. Now, we're talking about 1920s, 1930s, so finding that information is going to be quite hard. So I think I need to have a good look on the internet and see if I can contact the British Film Institute and see whether they might be able to give any information. So I need to provide them with all the details I can find. So, if we have a look down here, we've got Arrow Pictures Independent. So it was obviously an independent film company that made this. Now, it might have been financed by somebody quite famous at the time, or this company may have been the equivalent of Spielberg, for all I know. Then we've got the name of the actor here, Jack Hoaxey. Can't say he rings a bell, but maybe he was the John Wayne of his day, you never know. And then we've got down here the details of the company that printed the poster, Jordison & Co. Limited, and London and Middlesbrough, County of Orange, England. Okay, already, if you're trying to find out more information on something, you've got some key points here. You've got the name of the film company. So if that ends up being a dead end, you've got the name of the actor you might be able to find something else about, or the name of the actual poster production company. So I'm hoping the BFI will be able to help.
Well, Lorne might have bought the impressive film posters, but a few miles away in another auction house, Mark is hoping to make his own star buy. The Tumi suitcase that Mr. Franks has his eye on is up for sale.
15 various cases and rucksacks. £10, 10 here. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22...
So Mark's in, but he's got some competition.
30, 32, 34, 36, 38. £38.
Yes, Mark's determination has seen off his rivals, and he's got his hands on this top-quality designer suitcase used by stars like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
I've bought most of that shelf there. I'm going to give most of them away to charity or just knock them out wherever I can. But that is the bag I now own. And the only reason I bought it is because it's make. It all boils down to that one word. Tumi. See it?
Well, Mark might be a happy dealer, but he's not the only one to have landed potentially profitable items. Don't forget that in today's challenge, our two experts can spend up to £1,000 of their own money on whatever they want. So far, Lady Lorne has spent £150 on 3 items, leaving £850 in her kitty. Just a few miles across the capital, Mr. Franks has splashed out £152 on 9 lots of clothes and suitcases, leaving him up to £848 still to spend. To the untrained eye, it might appear that Mark's bought quantity, whilst Lorne's concentrated on quality in round one of buying. But the secret to success is to bag items that have the most potential profit in them. With that in mind, what is our Battersea boy going to be pinning his hopes on in round two of today's epic Battle of the Sexes?
Chest of drawers over there, look. It's got glass handles, which are original, and it's solid pine. I know the model. If you look inside, see all the knots there? That's pine. I'm checking up the top and the sides, it's solid. Right, this will get stripped. Once it's stripped, it'll be a couple of £100. 82, don't want that. But look down there. That's got number 82 on it as well. That's a little Victorian nursing chair. Looks in nice condition. So I'm going to try and buy lot 82. This lot and go down a charity shop. That's all I want.
So it's furniture for Franks here in round two, but it's not the chest of drawers or the nursing chair that Mark's going to be bidding on first.
This is coming up next. It's a cabinet with a broken leg, doors missing, and another cabinet with broken glass.
Glazed display cabinet, corner unit, twin glazed doors.
As the auctioneer announces the cabinet to the sale room, Mark looks a little nervous.
£30 I'm bid. 32.34, 36.38.
Yes, he's wasted no time going in for the kill.
Centre of the room at £50.
I thought I was the only crazy person here.
Well, he might have had some crazy competition, but Mark's just snapped up his first piece of furniture, and the elegant nursing chair is next on his list.
6 items of furniture, including bookcase, storage units, drawers, mahogany spoon-back chairs and a tabletop bureau.
Franksy is sure there's a profit in this lot, and once again he's straight in with an early bid.
18.20, 22.24, 26. Back of the sale room at 26.
Yes, success. Mark is now the proud owner of 6 pieces of furniture, but as he told us earlier, he's only interested in one of them.
This is a nice, classic, typical Victorian nursing chair. This is called Showwood, all the way around there, and it's carved at the top, nice bit of detail, nice simple little legs at the back, carved legs at the front, very comfy, very elegant. The material's not in bad condition, so this stands me in just over 20 quid. So, with that in mind, there's got to be a profit in there.
And with Mark winning 2 of the 3 pieces of furniture he's targeted, the pressure is back on Miss Spicer. Remember, she's used her contacts book to set up a private meeting with the owner of an auction house in West London. She's hoping to do some deals on items that haven't been entered into an auction yet. And the auctioneer is trying to sell her a silver-plated ice bucket, but Lorne is not so sure.
I think silver plate doesn't sell very well now, though, does it?
Depends if you've got champagne, you want a silver-plated bucket.
I'll tell you what, I love champagne, and that would look great on the Christmas table, wouldn't it? What sort of price is that?
About 80 quid-ish.
See, I think that's really good value for money. But I've got to be honest, although we do like a bit of bling, I'm not sure that's going to be easy to sell. I mean, it's something that I would love to have, but I'm looking really at stuff that obviously I've got to turn it around quickly in the gallery. So is there anything else?
Well, I can use something for lager money, the old beer barrel, stoneware, yeah.
That's amazing. That's a Dalton one,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
But again, you see, I'm a bit worried about something like that, how I'm going to display it. I'm thinking as well, because, I mean, what's going to sell in this gallery is depending on how it's displayed, isn't it, really, at the end of the day?
Presentations, like anything, so...
Well, they're quite aspirational, and I'm wondering whether they're probably more likely to go for the champagne than the beer.
The auctioneer is being very persuasive, but Lorne's hired the gallery for just 1 week, so she's only got eyes for things with the potential to make a quick profit.
What about these?
They're Venetian mirrors, they're reproduction, but they're very decorative, and whenever they go in the auction, they always do very well. It's about 140 each, those, and you've got a pair, so 280 the pair.
OK. They'll look fantastic in the gallery, though, because I've got these big walls, you see, so I need to fill them. So that's great.
Well, Lorne sounds interested, but despite pretending to forget the price...
How much was that, that pair?
Auctioneer Tom isn't budging.
280 for the pair.
280, and I spent 150. I've still got money to go, so...
Oh, let's find some more
right,
beer.
OK.
Well, it's taken a huge chunk of her kitty to buy the mirrors, but Lady Lorne seems pleased with her second purchase.
Now, these may be reproduction, but they are very of the moment. They're very, very stylish. It's the sort of thing people want in their houses now. We're starting to move a little bit away from the minimalistic look, which would have just been a plain mirror, and people are liking some detail. These would be very expensive to buy new. So it's always worth thinking, if you want something a bit different, even if you're looking at reproduction items, auction houses are a lot cheaper than the retail shops.
Miss Spicer's second deal of the day takes her spending to almost half the £1,000 maximum our two experts are allowed to spend today. Her tactic is to buy expensive pieces in the hope they'll deliver big profit margins. Mark, on the other hand, is hoovering up the items at his auction, and the painted pine chest of drawers are next on his hit list.
Lot 83 is a white chest of drawers on turned feet with flower design plastic knobs. It's an old chest that's been painted over. 55 with me.
He's bidding.
65, 70. On the wall at 70.
That's 3 out of 3 for Mark in the second round of bidding, and he's as pleased as Punch with his latest success.
Lot 83, Victorian pine chest of drawers. Cost me 70 quid, but I'll tell you what, if this was sanded and waxed and all the paint was stripped off, which I'm going to do to it, you'd quite happily pay £295 for it, because that's what it's worth. But we've got to just get it through that process. Now, if you're not sure if it's pine or not, you can do this. Get a knife, you ready? Lovely, clean, white pine. When this is stripped and waxed and polished, you'll be wanting this for yourself. Trust me, this is going to be an absolute cracker.
Well, that's cracking news for Franksy. He's bagged all 3 furniture pieces he was targeting, but will his tactic of buying lots of cheap items pay off? Don't forget, our two experts can spend up to £1,000 of their own money on whatever they want. So far, Mark spent £298 on 12 lots. He's hoping to buy lots of things low and sell them high. Lady Lorne, on the other hand, is concentrating on quality pieces for her gallery and has spent £430 on just 2 deals. With Mark piling up the purchases, Lorne's playing a high-risk game. Unless she buys more pieces, she'll be relying on the success of just the posters and the mirrors to win today's challenge. She needs to seal some more deals, and a striking gentleman has just taken her fancy.
I'll tell you what I do like. I love this. That is absolutely stunning.
He's all right. It weighs a ton, though. You can be all right lifting him up.
So is he bronze or is he...
He's bronze. No, he's bronze. He's bronze. He's got a signature down there.
And so what sort of age do you think that's got? Is it, you know, yesterday, or has it got some age?
It's probably 1980s, 1990s copy, recast,
Right.
but the quality is there. I mean, that, for being the period, would be 2.5, 3 grand. So it's a very good copy. It's a nice patination.
There's no arguing it's a quality piece, but it's quite modern, so will that be reflected in the asking price?
200 quid.
Really? You see, that I can see really looking good in the gallery.
The bronze figure is Lorne's third deal of the day, and having splashed the cash on such a handsome fellow, she quickly snaps up a modern wire chair.
The best price on that for you even is 150 quid.
No, that's fine. I'm happy to take that for 1.5.
The Spice-mobile is on a real roll and spends the last of her kitty on an eye-catching Victorian desk.
This is nice. I mean, it's easier to house that
Well,
size.
sometimes small desks are easier than big desks. And house in any small house, big house, looks right, and it's fantastic quality.
So after sealing some quick-fire deals, Lorne's spent up, and there's no doubting which is her favourite piece.
What is going to sell this is the setting of this piece. It's lost here. As you can see, it's just surrounded by all this other clutter. But if you can imagine this almost on a perspex pedestal with a light coming from underneath it, it will be the piece de resistance in the gallery. And I'm hoping that I might be able to get top notch for this. You imagine that in a really beautiful slate and chrome bathroom, just as the one single feature, absolutely beautiful. And I have to say, the quality of it is amazing.
Well, she might have got off to a slow start, but Lady Lorne has ended with a real flourish. She spent every penny of her £1,000 kitty, and the pressure is now really on Mr. Franks. Battersea's finest dealer isn't a man to wilt in the heat of battle, though, and back at his local auction in southwest London, he's eyeing up some sports equipment.
Right, come here, look. What about that? 2 surfboards and 3 wetsuits, all in there. How much would that bag cost you? I bet that cost £100 of anyone's money. I'm going to have a go at that and we'll see how we get on. Windsurf Marston Sal. It's got the lot.
With his targets picked for the third and final round of bidding, it's time to see if Mark can surf to success in the sale room. Lorne has bought some real quality pieces, and if he's to have a realistic chance of beating her, he needs to get the sports equipment and he needs to get it for the right price. It's crunch time for Franksy.
Lot 18 is the Poison Windsurf Mast and Sail. Dimension as per your catalogue, black and yellow. I'll start the bidding at £180.
Wow, £180 is a big opening bid. What's Mark going to do?
Still with me at £200.
The potential profit is getting smaller, and Mark's got a big decision to make.
Are you all done? 210, 220.
Well, he's got them, but only time will tell if he's got the windsurfing mast and sail for the right price. Mark splashed out on 14 lots at today's auction, but with time and money running out, he's desperate to get his hands on one more.
Lot 151 is a surfboard bag containing 2 surfboards and 3 wetsuits. £30, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
True to form, Mr. Franks has jumped straight into the bidding.
75, 80, 85, 90, 90.
But this time it looks as though he's got some serious competition.
120, 125, 130, 135, 140, 145, 150, 155, 160, 165, 170.
And with the price climbing, the potential profit is shrinking. How far will our Battersea boy be prepared to go?
200, 200 on the wall. 210, 220 on the wall at £220. 230, 240, still at the back at £240.
The price has stalled at £240, but has Mark done enough to see off his rival bidders?
Surf's up.
Yes, he's done it, but given there's not exactly a huge demand for surfing equipment in southwest London, what does Mark intend to do with his final purchase?
Right, I've just bought a surfboard bag with 2 surfboards in it and 3 wetsuits. Now, what do you know about surfing? Probably more than me. I know nothing about surfing. What I do know, come here. What I do know is if you take the stuff to the right place, I reckon there's a good profit to be made. I paid quite a lot of money for it, over £200. But what does a surfboard cost? I don't know, but I reckon they're £200 each. Fingers crossed.
Well, it sounds as though Mark's taken a very big gamble on the surfing equipment, but perhaps fortune favours the brave, because whilst he's been packing up his winnings from the auction, Mark's made a very welcome discovery in one of the cases that he won a little earlier.
That is pretty cool. Look at that. It's a wakeboard. And there's lots of bars of soap in it as well.
Mark, that's not soap, it's wax.
There's climbing rope that you get pulled along with. I don't know what this is worth, but I think it's more than a week's pocket money.
Well, I'm sure you're right there, Franksy, but if you're going to beat Lorne, you'll need to sell the wakeboarding equipment for an awful lot more than pocket money. With time now up on the first half of today's free-for-all challenge, it's time to find out how many items our experts have bought and how much cash they've spent. Don't forget the King and Queen of Collectibles were allowed to spend up to £1,000 of their own money on whatever they thought they could make a profit on. Lady Lorne has spent all her money buying 5 hand-picked items. In the opposite corner, Mark has just blown over £850 on 15 lots at one of his local auction houses. Our duelling duo have employed very different strategies and will be selling very different items in the second part of today's challenge. Lorne will be looking to make a profit on 3 eye-catching film posters, a pair of reproduction Venetian mirrors, a designer wire chair, a charming Victorian desk, and the bronze figure. Mark, meanwhile, will be aiming to cash in on a collection of suitcases full of clothes, some water sports equipment, a very saleable Victorian nursing chair, and a selection of furniture in need of restoration. So after employing two very different tactics at two different auction houses, it's time for our experts to set out on the second part of today's challenge. The aim of the game now is to sell on their wares and make as much profit as possible for their chosen charities. And it's Mark who's first out of the traps. He purchased 5 suitcases and they were packed full of clothes.
Sunny Wallington, and I'm going to my local laundrette to get all these clothes washed. I've got lots of clothes from the auction that are good quality. I need them clean so I can sell them. Strip? Me, sir? No, sir. Not me, sir.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Gave us all quite a fright there. Oh, anyway, back at Franksy HQ, and with more clean clothes round the gap than a washing powder advert, our boy is putting a plan into action.
It seems like these are all designer labels, but I bought a few cases and I've pulled out all the best bits, and that's what I've had cleaned. We've got Ralph Lauren, Polo, Lacoste, Adidas, we've got Kappa, we've got ones I've never even heard of, but from what I gather, having a quick flick through them, they're all pretty good.
Mark is going to be selling his clothes using an online auction. Firstly, though, he needs a picture of each item. Get snapping, David Bailey. It's not long before Mr. Franks has got the World Wide Web buckling under the strain of his 5 suitcases of clothes. And whilst he's busy promoting his clothing, Lorne is keen to spread the news of her gallery sale far and wide. She's hit the phones and lined up an interview on local radio.
This is it, it's my big moment.
If you watch daytime telly, you can't have missed Lorne Spicer. She's found herself on the programme Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. Now you're going to open a gallery in your hometown in Leigh-on-Sea. It opens on Saturday, and you're going to try and make a bit of profit.
Yeah, you see, I always bite off more than I can chew, and I had this brilliant idea. I thought, why don't we do something different? Because we've never seen anybody actually open a gallery on television. We've seen stuff go to auction and to boot sales, and there's this great place in Leigh, and you can actually hire it out. I've purposely bought things across a price range. That, to me, is the most important thing. There's something for everybody's pocket. And more importantly, I've got to beat Mark Franks on this, because I'm actually pitched against him.
Good luck with the challenge.
Thanks so much, and thanks so much. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Put your money where your mouth is.
My word, Lorne really means business. Back in southwest London, Mark's on his way to pick up the glass-fronted cabinet that he's had restored.
Well, I'm in Wallington, and that's where I grew up as a kid, and I'm here to pick up my glazed cabinet from Manor Glass. Hopefully, they may forget I haven't got any money and just let me take it. Fingers crossed.
Well, you never know, Mark, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Inside the glazing shop, one of Mark's local pals, Jim, has been working furiously to get the cabinet ready for sale.
That's done.
Hello. Hello, Jim. You all right, mate?
Yeah, fine, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Oh, what a good job. Is it one of the most difficult jobs you've ever done?
That's slightly tricky because these are very flimsy, but yeah, no problem really.
Brilliant, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's the tricky bit, you don't have any buyers, do you?
no, unfortunately not.
Talking of money, I haven't got any money to pay for it, so is it all right if I sort of owe you a favour?
Well, it's a nice try, Franksy, but is Jim going to fall for it?
No, you can't owe me a favour. You can do me a job right now.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Bit of hoovering.
What, do I have to? With my bad back?
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, no, come on then, where's the blooming hoover? It's all I need is hoovering.
And this is no ordinary hoovering. Jim wants Mark to clean up his workshop.
Lorne, this is called hoovering. This is how you hoover.
Yes, I think we could do with a little bit less chat and a lot more hoovering, please, Mr. Franks. An hour later, and having left Jim with a spick and span workroom, Mark's hoping to cash in quickly on the cabinet.
I'm here in Croydon to meet my mate Gandhi, who runs the Recycle Centre. He will buy and sell anything. I've known him for over 20 years, and I feel a real chance of selling him something. Come and meet him.
Don't forget, Mark paid £50 for the lot containing the glass-fronted cabinet and a corner unit, but he's hoping to turn a profit with just the restored cabinet.
What do you think of that, mate?
Well, it's a nice little Edwardian cabinet, inlaid, looking around 100 years old. Sweet little thing, ideal for putting little knickknacks in. Yep, quite nice. A little bit of damage on the sides, but we can get round that.
Well, he's off to a good start, but can Mark convert the cabinet into cash?
What are we looking at?
I was expecting about 80 quid for this.
Mark, it's a buyer's market at the moment, unfortunately.
Is it? All right, 60 quid.
You're pushing me a little bit here.
50 quid.
45 we've got to do it.
Can't make it 50.
£45 and you've had a result, trust me.
Gandhi, you're a gentleman.
I know, that's why I'm a poor man, but honest.
But we've been mates for 20 years, so let's carry it back. Ready?
Nicely done, Mark. He's secured the first sale, and having got £45 for the restored cabinet, he's quick to seal a deal for the nursing chair.
Deal.
His furniture is flying out the back of the van, and having the pine chest of drawers stripped,
Beautiful, mate.
Mark makes a very tidy profit selling them to a local shop owner.
160, absolute top. That's all I can offer.
Five and
more?
Five and more.
You're so cheeky. 165 for you.
Wow, you're an angel.
Now, with the profits rolling in for her rival, the pressure's mounting on Lorne. Remember, she's gambling everything on selling all her pieces at her gallery. It's a high-risk strategy, so it's crucial that she gets people through the door. And having publicised her opening night on the local radio, she's dropped in to see if she can persuade the local paper to write a feature about her venture.
I had this bright idea, which seemed like a great idea at the time, that to sell all my stuff, I'd hire this gallery in Lee, where I live.
Right.
And have an open evening and all the rest of it, which was a really good idea, I think, except that now it's next week. And I was desperately wondering whether it was something you'd be interested in doing a feature on or something, because obviously it will help me sort of promote what's going on, because I've run out of time to get leaflets printed and stuff like that. So do you think it's something you might be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Oh, Max Clifford, eat your heart out. She might not have made any profits so far, but Lorne's making sure everybody in Essex knows about her big gallery opening. Back in London, though, a fully focused Franksy is targeting another sale. He's hoping to cash in on the Tumi suitcase, and he's off to see an old mate.
His name is Daniel Bexfield, and he travels the world buying exquisite bits of silver to bring them back to the Berlin Arcade to sell. Now, with that in mind, he may want to buy this suitcase.
Well, it's a nice idea, but will Mark be able to get more than the £38 he paid for the case at auction?
Well, this is not a piece of silver, is it?
It's a top-quality suitcase company.
I know Tumi cases.
I thought you would. I just thought a travelling man, a businessman, and somebody who's got good taste, I thought I'd come and see you while I'm in the vicinity.
Right.
Blimey, he's laying on the charm with a trowel.
So what sort of price are you looking for?
Well, I think it needs to be the right side of 150 quid.
Right. What if we said £175?
Well, if you're happy with that, I think it's very generous. You're a gentleman. Your shop looks wonderful, and now you can go buying with a lovely suitcase.
Smooth, Mr. Franks. Very smooth indeed. The suitcase has given him his biggest profit so far, and with Lorne concentrating all her energies on promoting the opening night of her gallery, he's opening up a big lead. The aim of the game is to make as much profit as possible for their chosen charities. So far, Battersea's best wheeler-dealer has sold 4 items and made just over £250 profit. He's way out in front because Lady Lorne is playing a longer game and hasn't made a bean. By putting all her eggs into one basket in her gallery, Lorne's taking a massive risk, but she's pulling out all the stops to get as many people to come to the gallery as possible. She's even invited Mr. Franks, but unfortunately for her, he's called with some bad news.
I want to know why you're not coming. Why aren't you coming and where are you going?
I'm off to Italy.
You're going to Italy?
For sun-sea and bargain spotting with the lovely Angela Rippon.
So you're going to Italy and you're blowing out Leon Sea?
Leon Sea or Italy, it's a tough call.
Bye! Can you believe that? He's blown me out for Angela Rippon.
Well, Lorne might not have much luck with her arch rival, but she's not a woman to let one rejection put her off her stride. A few days later, she arrives to take a look around a very empty-looking gallery.
Oh, well, today's the day. It's the big one. We're actually opening the gallery today, and at the moment, it's a huge empty space. Unfortunately, when I got here, I found out that actually the lights aren't working. So Alan, our emergency electrician, is here sorting out the lights. Thank goodness, because that's really important. These 2 display windows are going to sell the stuff, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, with the opening just hours away, Lorne's keen to get down to business. The cupcakes and champagne she's ordered for the opening arrive.
Fairy cakes!
The double-page spread from the local paper is put up in the window, and the items she bought from auctioneer Tom, well, they haven't arrived.
All right, well, I just had one, OK? But I'm a bit under stress. What do you expect? Especially because Tom is not here. He said 1 o'clock, and it's nearly 2 o'clock, so I need to find out where he is. Because if he doesn't turn up, I've got the biggest problem in the world. Ah, hi, Tom, how are you? Whereabouts are you? At Heathrow.
Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good.
Right, OK, so it's going to be about 2 hours, I reckon, before you get here. An hour and a half. I'll see you when you get here. Drive safely. Cheers, Tom. Bye. Bye. He's stuck at Heathrow on the M25, and if the M25 is like this, I'm there and he's there. And it's a Friday. So it's going to be another 2 hours, which means we're looking at 3:30 before any of the stuff arrives, and the gallery opens at 6.
This, needless to say, is not the greatest of news for Lady Lorne, but now all she can do is wait. And wait. And, well, you get the idea. With his rival pacing nervously about outside her gallery, Mr. Franks has hit the road. Yes, he's come to Dorset to try and sell the water sports equipment, but he's the first to admit that he's taking a bit of a leap into the unknown.
There is quite a big surfing and windsurfing and all sorts of stuff to do with the sea fraternity in this area. We need some fingers crossed here because I don't know what I've bought.
Well, Franksy might not be entirely sure what he's bought, but he's got more front than Bournemouth, and he's determined to make a profit on his items. First up, the windsurfing masts and sails.
Right, I've been on the internet and I've looked for a surf shop that does windsurfs, right? And I've come up with H2O Sports. This shop, I reckon, has got a really good chance. So, let's hope we can sell this bits.
Don't forget Mark paid £220 for the windsurfing masts and sails, so he's going to need all of his charm to make money on them.
These 3 bits here are the most interesting bits, I guess, because those are sails, and there is a bit of a market for second-hand sails for people. But the thing to do really is I've got to look at the sails, check the condition, to see if there's even anything I can even sell. Let's have a little look.
So, what are you looking for, James? Talk me
I'm
through it.
looking, really, to see, firstly, if there's any holes in it, and whether actually it'll work.
OK.
You know, you can see the sail of the panels in front of you, made of a material called monofilm, and this criss-crossy stuff's called X-ply. The idea of this is if you make a hole in this, it won't spread. So, important thing with the sail, OK, all the battens, that's these bits. They're all in it, they're not broken, so that's OK. The head of the sail, where the mast has to stop up here, it is going to stop here because it's complete. So this is a sail I can rig up, basically. So that's something I'm interested in buying.
Well, sounds promising. Time for the charm.
What can you offer for me on this?
I'll give you £250 for him.
Could you squeeze it up a bit more? Perhaps £280?
How about meet in the middle, £270, and hang on, little model windsurfer.
Mate,
so
you've got a
£270.
deal. What a gentleman.
Thank you very much.
James, you're a star. Thank you.
Get in there, Franksy. That is a real result. He's banked £50 profit on the windsurfing masts and sails, but he's not finished with his new best friend just yet.
I've got a couple of surfboards. Would you be interested in those?
I'll make a phone call to my windsurfing instructor, who may be interested. You never know. Hello, Matt. Hello, mate. It's only me. I've got a guy in the shop selling some really nice little surfboards. Wonder if you want to come and have a look at them?
Well, whilst Mark crosses his fingers and hopes that phone call pays off, back in Essex, time is ticking away. Lorne's supposed to be at home getting ready for her big night, but her items still haven't arrived from the auction house.
Right, it's 4:30. I've got to leave at 5 and the gallery opens at 6. But at last, the most famous auctioneer in the country is here, Tom Keane! I'm so pleased to see you.
Well, it took a long time to get here.
Yeah, it took a whole day, didn't it? I won't even ask you about the M25. I know it's a nightmare. What have we got? Is it all here?
It's all on board. There you are, have a look. Oh, there we are.
Oh, look, there's my mirrors. Oh, my film posters.
So, with just an hour and a half to go before people are due to arrive for the opening night, Lorne's items have turned up and she's quick to take charge of getting everything inside.
This way. Quick! Time is of the essence. I never realised they were that big. Looking good.
So, whilst Lorne heads home to get changed for the opening, auctioneer Tom makes sure everything is shipshape in the gallery. He's even brought along 1 or 2 extra things to help dress Lorne's items and make them more attractive to potential buyers.
Done.
It's been a close-run thing. The stage is now set for Lorne's big opening. With his opponent gearing up for her big night, back on the south coast, the shop owner who bought the windsurfing equipment from Mark has called a friend to see if he'd be interested in buying Mr. Franks' surfboards.
Well, what do you think?
Man, that's some awesome sticks. Look at this one.
Some what? Some awesome sticks?
Yeah. That's a brilliant gun.
It's a what?
Gun.
What do you mean gun?
Uh-oh, I think we could have a bit of a language barrier here.
Explain to me what a gun is then.
Well, a gun is a board that's usually over 7 foot, designed for a large wave. So this bad boy is designed specifically for getting the hell out of the way.
Right.
So this is why you ride your gun.
Matt, tell me, what sort of person would be using this? Is this a beginner's board, an expert? What is it for?
That board is specifically designed for what you'd probably say would be a top surfing professional. This board is a square tail, OK, round tail. This is designed to turn rapidly round the wave. That's a specialist board. This is more of an all-round board.
Well, all this chitter-chatter is, very nice, but Mark's here on business, and if he wants to make a profit, he needs to get more than the £240 he paid for the surfboards.
So, Matt, would you be interested in buying these then?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Do you want to make me an offer?
Yeah, I think probably about 200 quid.
They actually cost me more than that. What about 300 quid?
But I suppose we could split the difference, couldn't we?
What, 260?
If my surfing's as bad as your maths, then I won't need this board.
I was never very good at maths at school. 260?
Yeah, I think we could go 260 for it. 260.
You're a gentleman, thank you.
Well, as they say around these parts, way to go, dude. That's another £20 profit for Mark, and there's more good news when he makes £25 from the sale of the wakeboard.
So you want to go 140? 120's the tops?
Not 130?
125?
You're a gentleman, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Sold.
No problem.
After a successful trip to the south coast, Mark has now made over £300 worth of profit from the items he bought at auction. Don't forget, he's still got a mountain of clothes to sell on the online auction. Meanwhile, after a hectic afternoon in Essex, Lorne has arrived for what is going to be an unforgettable night.
Oh, dearie me. Well, I haven't had a shower, I haven't had time to do my makeup, I haven't had my hair done, but I did manage to change my dress. So I really hope they've been able to change the entire gallery in my absence. Oh, wow, look at this. This is just absolutely amazing. Mark Franks, eat your heart out.
I think it's safe to say she likes it, but having gambled on selling all her pieces in this gallery, the pressure is really on Lorne. She's taken a massive risk, but it looks as though her publicity drive has done the trick, and people are rolling up. And as she takes centre stage to welcome everyone, partner Les is on hand to lend moral support.
Thank you very much for coming this evening. I do really appreciate all your support. Cheers.
One of the reasons why our experts are so successful at their day jobs is because of their contacts. And auctioneer Tom is definitely one of Lorne's best. He's agreed to auction a few pieces and he's starting with a modern wire chair. And don't forget, she paid £150 for this.
It's a designer piece, an original piece as well. A low start of £50 for it. £50 for it? Give me £50 for it, somebody? £50 for it? 55, give me 60 for it. 55, £60. That's a bit of £60. I mean, what? Thank you, 65, 70, 75, 80, 80, 90. Worth more than this, £95, you got 100 for it, and £95, all done for £95 only. It's disappointing, and 95. Designer piece for you, madam, £95.
Oh no, that's a disastrous start for Lady Lorne. She's made a £55 loss on the chair. If she wants to win this challenge, she can't afford to make any more losses. Next up, a Victorian desk that Lorne bought for £200.
I'm not starting less than £200. Give me £200 for it. £200 for it. Make double this. I'm bid at £200. Give me 210 at £200. First bid so far at £200.
Well, Tom is working hard, but having got an opening bid of £200, he's struggling to get any more interest. And things are not looking good for Lorne.
210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280.
Yes, this is more like it. The price is climbing and the bidding shows no sign of stopping.
330 with the fingers. 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390.
The bidding is finally stalled at £390, but auctioneer Tom is working hard to get every last penny.
395, 395, 400, and 10. For charity, give me £410 for it. £400 bid at £400, we've done at £400 then. Not a bad buy for £400, is it? At £400, we've done at £400. The hands are going to clap at £400, so you've got it for £400.
Yes, Lorne's doubled her money on the desk and banked a £200 profit. And there's more good news with the Venetian mirrors.
A nice decorative thing. Yours, sir.
They've just added another £60 to her total.
And that concludes the auction already. Thank you for that.
Miss Spicer has sold 3 of her items, but she's only made £205 worth of profit, so she's still lagging behind Mark. Her decision to gamble and sell everything in her gallery isn't quite delivering the profits she was hoping for. So she's decided to take matters into her own hands and try and seal a deal for the film posters.
Now, I know you have taste. These are my 3 pieces de resistance, as it were. Now, these film posters are there for American silent movies. I know the earliest one is from 1909 and the latest one is from 1923. Now, obviously, the condition isn't top, because some of them, as you see, they've got rips and tears, but then on the other hand, they are extraordinarily old. But the joy, for me, is the fact they're all framed up. Because framing these would cost a fortune. And I just wondered, because they're £200 each, but I really want them to go.
You like them, don't you? Go on then. Go on then.
Yeah?
Yes, this lady really knows how to sell. After all the disappointment of the auction, this is much more like it. Miss Spicer has just banked a whopping £450 profit from the film posters. She's rocketed into the lead, but the result of this game is still hanging in the balance. Will there be any takers for the bronze figure? Will Mark sell his mountain of clothes? All will be revealed very shortly. So, after battling it out in today's do-or-die head-to-head, how much cash have our experts raised from their free-for-all extravaganza? Mr. Frank spent £850 of his £1,000 budget. His auction commission will be taken off his profit. His opponent spent the entire £1,000. Remember, all their profit will be going to charity. So without further ado, it's time to find out who is this week's Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is champion.
Well, free for all. You opened a gallery then. Ooh-ah.
Yes, indeed.
I went to Bournemouth to sell some surfing weird stuff.
I thought you wanted to go to Cornwall to sell those.
I did, but it was too far to go and I had to get back because I had loads more stuff to sell.
Anyway, where were you at my gallery opening? Blow me out for Angela Rippon. That's going to cost you, I can tell you.
Begins with a W and ends in a G. I was working.
Oh, OK. All right. But were you working hard enough? How much did you make?
I don't know. It's hard work.
Oh. Way! Now, you obviously beat me on the number of programmes that you made a profit on, so I take my hat off to you. But how much money did we make over the week? £1,981.60.
Wow, 1,434. Do you know what? You might have wiped the floor with me. You've made probably about 500 quid more than me, but I think we've done really well collectively for charity.
Well, yeah, that basically means we've made, what, £3,500?
Best part of 3.5 grand. Now we've done that, should charity begin at home and I'll buy you a glass of champagne?
Well, that sounds like a very civilised way to end the week, Mark. After lagging behind all week, Lorne's pulled it out of the bag at the last minute. Franksy struggled to sell some of his clothes online, and Lorne sealed a deal for the bronze figure that netted her a profit of £200.
That's fantastic.
No, thank you.
Excellent. All right, then.
Mark and Lorne might have made things look easy this week, but they've both worked their socks off and used their extensive list of contacts and skills to make thousands of pounds for their chosen charities.
Now, running the gallery was such hard work, and I have a lot of people to thank who really backed me all the way. And, of course, I made £855 for the Little Havens Hospice, which is for children with a limited life expectancy, and also Westley School Swimming Pool Fund. Now, that's the sort of money that's going to make a huge difference. And I think that's why the gallery was so successful, because everyone in the local area knew where that money was going to go. And so I had a great turnout.
I've never, ever put so much effort into anything in my life. But I'm quite proud of what I've done, and I've raised over £1,000 for the Teenage Cancer Trust. It may not change 1 million people's lives, but if it changes one person's life, it's done some good.
Well, that's 2 great charities that will benefit from our experts' efforts. And next week, 2 more giants of the antiques world will be going head-to-head in an effort to raise money for their favourite charities as we challenge them to put your money where your mouth is.